Hey, what's going on, guys? Patriot Prime here once again with another Generation 1 Transformers review. And welcome to Pedal to the Metal with the Powermasters, my look at 1988's Generation 1 Powermasters. Now, before we take a look at the subject of this video, I need you guys to do me a favor. If you're watching this video right here and are not subscribed to Patriot Prime Reviews, please hit that subscribe button right now. It won't cost you a thing, but will help me and my channel out tremendously. Now, on to the figure. The subject of this video is 1988's Decepticon Powermaster Dreadwind. Now, Dreadwind, appearing in 1988, arrived on the toy shelves way too late to appear in the animated television show, though he did appear animated in 3 different Transformer commercials: the Powermasters commercial, a Pretenders commercial, and a Micromasters commercial. Dreadwind, however, did appear in Marvel Comics along with his partner Darkwing, beginning in issue number 42, where they arrived on the planet Nebulos looking for Scorponok and his crew. Little did they know that the Nebulons had poisoned the fuel supply of the planet to prevent any other giant robot invasions. The scientist High-Q warned Dreadwind and Darkwing about the poison fuel, but they're Decepticons, they didn't listen, and they ended up crashed and burned on the planet's surface. High-Q's former jealous partner High-Test approached the 2 downed Decepticons and made them an offer. He, along with his criminal partner Throttle, would offer the 2 Decepticons Powermaster technology in order to exact revenge upon High-Q and his scientific team, who High-Test thought did him wrong. Therefore, both Dreadwind and Darkwing went under the Powermaster technology, binary bonding themselves to High-Test and Throttle. The Decepticons then terrorized the planet Nebulos with a lot of different attacks and raids. Now, most of these raids were restaurants and bars in order for High-Test and Throttle to gorge themselves on food in order to maintain their energy supplies for the 2 Decepticons. Shortly thereafter, a group of Autobots arrived on planet Nebulos looking to rebuild Optimus Prime. Now, High-Q informed them of the poison fuel supply, but the Autobots still decided they wanted to rebuild Optimus Prime, whose memory was trapped in a floppy disk. So during this process, while the Decepticons were attacking, the Autobots tried to defend the scientific community, but when they're in their weakened state, the 2 Decepticons, Dreadwind and Darkwing, with their Powermaster technology, whipped them but good. Therefore, High-Q, noticing how noble the Autobots were, decided to offer himself and some of his co-workers up to be binary bonded to the Autobots. After the Autobots underwent the process, Dreadwind and Darkwing attacked once again, but were quickly defeated thanks to the Autobots' brand new power and the reappearance of Powermaster Optimus Prime. After their defeat, High-Q banished High-Test and Throttle from the planet Nebulos, and the Decepticons left in the combined form of Dreadwing. Later in issue number 52, it was discovered that the Powermasters were employed by the Mechanibals. This was a gangster group of aliens that ate robots, so they utilized the Powermasters as their robot hunters. Of course, it was soon discovered that the Powermasters were in fact robots themselves, and they ended up fleeing the Mechanibals with them in hot pursuit. In issue number 58, we discover that Dreadwind and Darkwing had somehow escaped the Mechanibals, and now they were under the employ of Megatron, who hired them to retrieve the damaged body of Starscream because Megatron wanted to rebuild him using new Pretender technology. Now, during this storyline, Megatron had kidnapped Ratchet to help him rebuild Starscream, and while Megatron was off plotting the destruction of the Autobots, Ratchet was able to not only revive Starscream, but he revived Grimlock, Jazz, and Bumblebee as well as Pretenders. They attacked Megatron, and a fight ensued. Dreadwind, Darkwing, and the Pretender Autobots were outside the base, and the base exploded, supposedly killing Ratchet and Megatron. And once again, Dreadwind and Darkwing were left without an employer. The duo appeared again in issue number 74, where they, along with every other functional Transformer at the time, was transported to Cybertron in order to fight Unicron. The pair survived and were last seen in issue number 80, picking off some Autobots in their combined form of Dreadwind, and getting some long-awaited revenge on Getaway. The Decepticon Powermasters were last seen fleeing the planet Clo after the defeat of the Decepticon army by the last Autobot. And that is the history of Generation 1 Powermaster Dreadwind in Marvel Comics. And now, without further ado, let's take a look at this classic vintage Transformer. And welcome to Patriot Prime Reviews. Dreadwind's alt mode is that of an F-16 Fighting Falcon, and I absolutely love this jet mode. This thing is awesome looking. Lots of nice molded details throughout the toy. I love the back. Look at the details right here on the tail. Beautiful. Sticker decals aren't too bad either, and these are the 1988 originals, though the tail fin up here is showing its age. Right here, he's got a nice, clear, translucent cockpit, rubber nose cone, so if you're looking to buy a Dreadwind online, make sure little Timmy hasn't gnawed that up. Underneath the plane, you've got the visible robot syndrome, which happens pretty much to every jet Transformer. There's no landing gear, but there is wheels right here on the bottom. 4 free rolling wheels so he can glide along, though not very freewheeling. The weapons for the robot can be stored in plane mode by attaching to his fists. So weapon storage on the vehicle mode, I'm always a fan of that. Now the gimmick with the Powermasters is that they require an extra figure to unlock transformation. The extra figure that comes with Dreadwind is High Test. High Test was the Nebulon scientist that utilized the Powermaster technology in order to revive Dreadwind and Darkwing. I love the detailing on this guy. If you look close at his head sculpt, he looks like some kind of bird monster. In the comics, it's shown to be a helmet, but if you didn't read the comics, you just think, okay, this is a monster robot. Articulation for the Powermasters is a little bit better than some of the other master figures. The arms can go up and down, and legs can go in and out. That's due for transformation. He's got I don't know what the hell you call that. Pooping in the woods. But anyway, that's because of transformation. Now to transform this guy to engine mode, you just simply bring the legs up. Make sure the little peg right here on the feet slot into the hole on the shoulder. Get those attached, and there you have engine mode. So what you do is you plug the engine into the port here on the vehicle. Now all the ports look the same, kind of a square with extra little square piece up top. You just line that up with the figure's head, press it in fully. You see these gray buttons right here will correspond to these pegs on the Powermaster. So once you plug those in, or plug him in, that will depress those buttons, unlocking the gimmick. Now, the biggest problem with Powermasters is back in the late 80s, if little Timmy had his Powermaster and then lost the minifigure, chances are he didn't press the button to transform. They manhandled him, pulled him apart, and broke the figure. That's why so many Powermasters go for so much on eBay or other secondary markets. Most of them are broken. So watch for that if you're looking for one. Anyway, with the engine attached, this will unlock the wings. So you're going to slide the wings back. I have not transformed this guy for a while. So slide the wings back, bring the tail fin up and over. Then you're going to bring the wings up. Underneath, take the arms, fold those back as well. You can see the little tabs under the wings here and arms. These are what lock in to the body. Now you're going to take the bottom of the plane and swing these around, these form the robot legs. Once you get those down, take the feet, fold those out, take the nose cone, fold down. This will form the chest and reveal the robot head. Then you're going to take the arms, bring those back in, and then slide the wings back up. Make sure this is up. Take the wings. Whoops. I always mess this up. Bring the wings up, then slide back up in place. So there you have Dreadwind in robot mode. Now from here, all you have to do is take the weapons, rotate down. You can take those off if you want. I feel you don't really have to. And rotate the fist around. And now you have Dreadwind all armed and ready for battle. And he's a pretty cool looking figure. He's got decent articulation for a G1. I mean, he's got elbow bends and the arm can go forward, and it's on some really nice ratchets. Now the weapons can come off, and they have a cool little feature too. They can actually form together to form a larger weapon. So just take them, piece them together like a couple Legos, and there you have him wielding a double-barreled cannon. Now you really don't need to keep high test attached to Dreadwind in robot mode. Easy way to get these guys out. See the little tab right there. Get a thumbnail in, pull that back, and usually you can get them to pop right out. I don't have much of a thumbnail anymore. Bring that up, fold the wings back, and there we have Dreadwind posed with his evil scientist partner, High Test. Now taking a closer look at Dreadwind's robot mode, he's got a fairly decent face sculpt. It's unique. I love the fact he's got painted eyes, which is rare for a G1. Sticker decals, I like this. See how the Decepticon logo is attached underneath and just kind of folds over. I think it's pretty cool. Nice decals there on the hips. I have no idea why he's got this reverse knee bend, but you've got that going on. The wings, you can bring the wings out or keep them back. In the comic, the wings are folded all the way back, but as a result, lots of junk in the trunk. Now, Dreadwind has another cool feature. If you happen to have Darkwing, you can actually combine him and Darkwing together to form a larger jet called Dreadwing. But I'm going to go over that in my Darkwing review. And now for some quick size comparisons. Here is 1988's Dreadwind and High Test with Generation 1 Optimus Prime, War for Cybertron Siege Skywarp, and Power of the Primes Dreadwind. 1988's Powermaster Dreadwind is a pretty cool figure. I absolutely love the jet mode. The robot mode, it's okay. It's not one of my favorites, but still, this is a really cool figure. My biggest issue with Dreadwind that I need to warn you guys, this figure is the easiest broke of all the 1988 Powermasters. This is my third Dreadwind, and I still need to try to find another because this one has a broken tab. You can see right there on the inside as well. So, I mean, like every one I find is broken, at least ordering online. I've never actually held one in hand to purchase, but I'm hoping to change that at TFCon. This is one of the figures I will be looking for. Another cool feature that this toy has, if you have his partner Darkwing, you can actually combine these two to form a large superjet called Dreadwing. But I'll go over that more in my Darkwing review, which will be coming up next. So there you have it, guys. 1988's Generation 1 Powermaster Dreadwind with High Test. So, does a Generation 1 Dreadwind belong in your collection? This is one for the hardcore collectors or G1 completionists only. He is a really cool figure with a really cool gimmick. But if you're going to get this guy, you're going to have to get Darkwing to go along with him. And both of those figures are really expensive to find on the secondary market. especially trying to find one unbroken. As I said before, the Powermasters are notorious for being broken on the secondary market, and unless you know what you're looking for, chances are you're not going to find out what's broke until you get him in hand. Now, that being said, if you can find one, you're able to take a look at one to make sure it's okay, pick him up. You're not going to be disappointed. It's a really cool figure. But as I said, be warned, if you get this one, you're going to have to get the other. And guys, I appreciate you stopping by and checking out my video. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. I've got a lot more Powermaster reviews heading your way, including the review of Dreadwind's partner, Darkwing, coming up next. Also, check out my series, The Sit Rep, where I sit down and I interview other Transformer collector YouTubers, and we have a blast talking about those plastic robots back there. Guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. This is Patriot Prime signing out. Hooah!